Welcome to the seventh descriptive statement, all about written communication, the parent topic of Competency 8 of your TExES core subjects exam. The descriptive statement we are addressing in this lesson reads, the beginning teacher teaches students to use appropriate conventions to support ideas in writing and to use an appropriate form of documentation to acknowledge sources such as quotations, bibliographical information, differentiation between paraphrasing, and plagiarism. All right, as you can see, this is a fairly lengthy statement. Let me try to phrase this in simpler terms so we can better understand the expectation for exam day. I'm going to say, in this lesson, we're covering how new teachers should guide students to use the right writing rules to back up their ideas. This includes correctly citing sources like quotations, book details, and teaching the difference between rewording and copying. All right, without further ado, let's dive into this content. Great, so starting with conventions in writing for effective communication. This content standard states, teaches students to use appropriate conventions to support ideas in writing. Well, what are appropriate conventions to support ideas in writing? What does that mean? You might be asking. Well, that's a great place to start. This refers to the accepted norms and practices in written communication that help express and clarify a writer's ideas. Next, let me give you some clear examples. These include grammar and syntax, punctuation, spelling, paragraphing, tone and style, formatting, citing evidence. In case you'd like a refresher on that entire in-depth lesson, go back to the first lesson in competency number 7 or the fourth lesson in competency number 6. Next, if a student asks what the purpose or importance of writing conventions are, or if on your exam you get a question that portrays a real-life scenario asking you to demonstrate your knowledge on such a topic, you're going to want to look for an answer that gently breaks down the importance through understanding. For example, the teacher says, imagine reading an article without any punctuation. The meaning would become muddled, causing confusion. Using the right writing rules helps you tell your story or message clearly. Next, you'll learn how to use properly acknowledged sources in writing. Let's get straight into it. We're going to want to start with an introduction to documentation. Documentation is the way we give credit to others for their ideas, words, or research that we've used in our writing. By documenting, we avoid taking someone else's work as our own, which is called plagiarism. Next, let's move to quotations. We use these when using someone's exact words. Put them in quotation marks. Example is, according to Dr. Smith, reading daily improves vocabulary. Next, bibliographical information. Bibliography, also called works cited, is a list of all the sources you've used. Here are some important details to include. For books, you include the author's name, book title, publisher, date of publication. For articles, include the author's name, article title, magazine or newspaper name, and the date of publication. For websites, include the author's name if available, website title, website name, date of publication or update, and URL. For our next topic, we'll cover paraphrasing. This is when you put someone else's ideas into your own words. It's not just changing a few words here and there, but genuinely understanding and expressing the idea in a new way. Let's look at an example of paraphrasing. Original text here reads, cats are often independent animals that enjoy solitude. The paraphrased version would be, cats usually like being alone and doing their own thing. Now let's look at plagiarism, which is different. This is when you use someone else's words or ideas without giving them credit. Even if you change some words, if the idea is taken from someone else and not credited, it's plagiarism. Now, let's look at an example of an incorrect paraphrasing. This is plagiarism. Cats are frequently independent pets that prefer being solitary. By mastering proper writing conventions and correctly acknowledging sources, future teachers ensure both clarity in student writing and the fostering of academic integrity. Not a great test taker? Click the link in the description below to get prepared faster, smarter, better, with everything you need to pass all in one place, so you get the test results you want and become a certified teacher with teacherpreps.com.